Hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, peace and safety to all the Sisyakim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom to you all. Shalom to you, sincere sisters, as well. All right. Back at it again. This is probably going to be a quick one. I just on my spirit. I figured I'd do a quick lesson speaking on it. And the title of this is something to the extent of, economically speaking, America needs government assistance. Okay? Now, before we get into where I'm going with this, let's just establish now. As it doesn't matter, but this is just what I went to college for this, business economics, right? And at the time, when I was a young child, I'll be honest with you, the concepts of economy and reading people's peer reviews and scholastic journal entries and all of that, it was very difficult. I didn't comprehend it. And then you get older, Thomas, I forgot his name up. He's an economist, Mathalis or something, that, had economic belief of depopulating the population. These things seem so far-fetched until you start to see these things play out in real time, and it's just like, oh, okay. So let's just establish simple supply and demand, right? Supply and demand is a simple concept, right? When the supply is high and the demand is low, the price has to drop. That's if something goes against that, something had to intervene. All right. Now, again, I know, I'm driving and this is kind of, like I said, an economic, spiritual rant, right? But let's establish the scriptures, all right? This is Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter is an economic chapter. It says, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, when the grinding shall cease. All of these are business and economics. A lot of biblical prophecy is about economic downturns, economic turmoil, economic crashes. And this is no different. So understand this, what I'm speaking to in the sense of when supply goes up or stays the same, when the supply is high, demand is low, price has to drop. The reverse, when the demand is high and the supply is low, price goes up. That's just economics 101. Okay? Anything that happens outside of that, when these things occur, there had to be an intervention, a bailout. Okay? Now, let's get to the point of America in itself needs these government assistance programs. What a lot of people don't understand with these programs and these aids is the corporations, these businesses, these rich people, and so on and so forth. I could keep going if I keep thinking on it. The elitists of the group get the most government assistance. See, this devil is a thief. I'm gonna give you a great example. Let's go back to the pandemic, them COVID, when everybody got $1,200 bailouts, right? Everybody got a $1,200 check, right? If you got a $1,200 check, which everybody did for the most part, that was a signifier that really you were the poor, because rich people got bailouts too. very rich people, the small percentage, they got $1 million checks. They got $1 million checks while you got $1,200 checks. What's the difference? The difference is the presentation of it. You think that the government giving out $1,500, $1,000 to people to feed them is the goal? No. These stores, they're like we're learning and seeing $9 billion a month of revenue to these stores is from food assistant programs, WIC, EBT, et cetera, et cetera. 9 billion. That's Kroger, that's Publix, that's Big Bear, that's Safeway, that's Eagles, Waco, whatever stores that you have in your region, $9 billion passes through all of them collectively, okay? Walmart, a quarter of all of its revenue comes from government assistance. What do you like? It gets to a point where you got to see the play for the play. Oh no, these lazy fucks that just sit around and live off of EBT. They're just lazy. Sure, whatever. Sure. So then what? Then what? You think these stores, you think these places, you think how many realtors, how much real estate is how much of real estate is given to Section 8? You got these people out here that own hundreds of properties under Section 8. What do you think these government programs are? See, a lot of you just how long will ye simple ones be simple? A lot of you are just simple. There's trillions of dollars of government programs. What do you think? What do you think this is? What do you think all these nonprofits are? See, all of this is all used to funnel money through the system. That's what it's all there for. How about hospitals? How about all of this shit? These programs are funneling trillions and trillions of dollars collectively through the economy. But the highlight is the people. And quite frankly, listen, let me make this clear. I understand greatly. The scriptures say that there will be a time that this devil would nourish these people, specifically you Israelites. And that time is coming up. It's ending. That's what it is. Unless some miraculous miracle happens over the next few days. Saturday's the 1st. They'll go home for the weekend. They'll probably vote Thursday or something. If nothing happens by Thursday, then we're in November. That's how real this is at this point. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. I don't have my phone open or another scriptures with me, but I know that chapter. And the windows be darkened. What is that going into? Businesses closing down. These grocery stores, and you know how much let me tell you, I've worked with nonprofits. Okay. So I understand a lot of the contractual aspects, the wording. There's a different language with 501c3s, nonprofits, right? It's a language. It's a world of its own, right? So let me tell you, when you apply to these jobs, right? You go on Kroger or your Panda Express or any of these jobs, and they ask you all these different questions. You notice it's never, when I was younger, a lot of us were younger, application was just simply, what was an application? Your name, your address, your availability, different issues that you may not have that you can't do the job. It was a piece of paper, references, work history. It was simple. Now they want to ask you, are you black? Why do you think they ask you, are you black? Are you Indian? Are you Native American? Have you ever received SNAP benefits? You never noticed this on applications? You never asked, why do they ask you, have you ever received SNAP benefits? Have you ever received assistance in this regard? What the fuck does that have to do with the job? It has everything to do with the job. Because if they hire certain people, they get tax breaks. They get money. They get government assistance. You think these grocery stores and these gas stations and these pharmacies, you think all this shit is just here because we're keeping it open? You think this American citizens is keeping this shit open? You gotta wake up. America in itself is one big welfare program. America itself. The federal government is the welfare program for each state. What you got there? Shalom, shalom. Amos 5 and what is that? Amos 5 and 16. And it says, therefore the Lord, Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall be in all the highways. Alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. Yes, the water, beautiful scripture. Everybody's about to feel it. Everybody's about to feel it. Like I say, these next few days, let's see what happens. I'm curious. This is going to be a heavy week. It's Monday. We ain't had rain in Atlanta in a minute, and it's raining, and I'm like, yeah, this is a sign, man. The Lord said his day shall be dark and gloomy. It's like a quiet storm. Feel like, yeah, feel like Prodigy in the car. Nah, for real. But this week is, if they don't come up with a plan between now and Thursday and get this motherfucking government back, that's a gamble. If you willing to put some money on that, if you believe that they're gonna sign something, vote something, everything gonna go back to normal, hey, cool, whatever. But if they don't, we gonna see. Now we watching. Now we're watching. Now we're seeing who is willing to go the distance with this place to see if your hunger is that strong. If you're losing your rationality is that strong. Because see, let me tell y'all something, man. This is going back to the conversation of government assistance. Okay? Where do you think these food banks get their money from? Where do you think food banks, soup kitchens, homeless shelters, you think all of that is privately funded? Even if it is privately funded, they're still doing it in a way, 144, they're still doing it in a way to receive funding from the government. It's not loans. This is not a loan there. Goodwill does not get a loan from the government. They get funding from the government. They get aid from the government. trillions of dollars every year is given to nonprofits. Trillions. That's why, like I said, I never looked into it myself. I'm speculating, I'm speaking, but I know for a fact the language of it all speaks to there's government assistance in here some way, somehow. That's why these white people be going so hard for what DEI and all this type of shit. Because these companies, whether you like it or not, they hire according to these things. They hire specific kind of people. They hire immigrants. If you do that, you get a break. If you hire women, you do that, you get a break. You gotta hire a small, I forget what it's called at this point, but it's on the government. If you're a small contractor, you do work, you could get on a government list because these contracts, they be needing specific kind of people to do it. They don't want to, because see, they want to make sure that like this government money is not going into the hands of a trillion dollar company, right? They don't want to just go out and they're trying to stimulate the economy, right? That's the idea of it. Why do you think you see all these websites of entrepreneur grants for businesses? Because they want to, if you live in, let's just say, Rockdale County, a nonprofit might get money in Rockdale County and they have to give it out to residents of that area that may have a business plan to do something in that area to what? Stimulate the economy. You Americans really don't comprehend how much government assistance is flowing through the streets of America in every aspect. You don't get it. You think a lot of you really believe it's just food stamps and WIC, EBT and WIC and Section 8. You know how many real estate investors are about? It would lose billions of dollars if they no longer receive, because that's all Section 8 is. See, that's the play. That's what a lot of these realtors and investors have been doing for decades. They go into the hood, they go find some house, they put a little bit of money in it, get it up to code, right? So when you get a house up, you buy a house, you got $100,000 home. At the end of your rehab, you have the option of what? You could sell it out. Shit, I bought this at $100,000. I put $50,000 in it. I got $150,000 total into this house. Let me pull this equity out of it. You know, that's this simple game of that. Let me sell this house. Boom, you could sell it, right? It's two. You could rent it out. You can put a person in it. Now you're making $1,400 a month. They're paying the mortgage, right? That's the other way. Another way that a lot of people do is they Section 8 it. Now let me tell you something that I know a lot of you people don't know. There's different forms of Section 8. Do you know a lot of these old folks' homes? That's federal government funding. A lot of these retirement homes, funding for old people to be at this resident to get doctors help and shit. Who do you think is paying for this shit? You think that the residents are paying for all that shit? What do you think this is? Okay, what else? You got these facilities, rehab facilities, drug rehabs. That's one and the same. That's government funding the operation, funding the building, funding the residents, that's funding coming from the government. This is why there is macroeconomics and there's microeconomics. Two separate arms of the same body. But one deals with micro would be, okay, I live in Atlanta. So my macroeconomics deals with Atlanta economics, right? How does my Atlanta economics affect me, right? Versus you might be in San Diego or LA or Houston, wherever. That's your that's your micro. The macro is what affects all of us. See, that's the whole thing. Like what's affecting you and affecting me is a macroeconomic issue. That's how that goes. So this is what I'm speaking to, is truly a macroeconomic issue that a lot of people can't distinguish enough to take their own emotions away. And you're thinking, oh, that's good. You're micro. You're trying to make this micro. This is not a micro. This is not a you problem. Whether you have food stamps or not, this is going to affect you. Because going to the point, which I'm about to close up here, let's deal with the fact of how would these grocery stores be affected over the next, if all that shit goes away, EBT goes away, how would that affect prices? Remember what I said from the beginning. If the supply stays the same or goes up and the demand goes, if the supply goes up and the demand goes down, that creates a price difference that has to create another equilibrium point. Right? It's either going to go down or go up, which if the supply goes up and demand goes down, the price has to reach a clearance point. So do you think prices of food will go up or will they go down? But one thing or another, they can't stay the same. Prices have to affect. That's what will happen. And you know what? I might close it out there. Because sometimes it's a matter of, these are the things of putting on your own economic hat. Will the next 3 to 6 weeks between now and the new year or the start of the year, will prices go up or will prices go down? Yeah. They can't stay the same. This is an effect. This is a major effect. So there's something has to intervene the effect for it to stay the same. You can't have a dam with a gushing hole of 25% of its water going out of it and think that water levels will stay the same, right? Something's got to change until you patch the hole, or it's just going to drain. So will prices of food go up? Will peppers go up? Will bananas go up? Will milk go up? Will meat go up? Will frozen food go up? Or will it go down? Because there's no demand. Will the demand of the people go away and now, oh shit? Because technically speaking, that's what we're watching. Because the scriptures do say that the victuals shall be so good, right? So will the demand go down because people don't have it? And prices will have to pop and go down. So now we got 25-cent peppers. Or will there be panic and will prices skyrocket? I don't know. Something to watch. Let's see. All right, so with that, I'm going to close this up. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Hey, double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all you sincere Akim, you Akim that tune in. Throw water for the scriptures. And shalom to all you Akim. Shalom.